on that, I first became aware of the Black Gold album when I saw your teaser video for it, and it's got you in black goo. Is it? What was that?
Oil.
Real oil?
No, it's
so gullible.
Kind of showing you behind the curtain here, but
okay.
It was molasses oil. Like they feed it to horses. We needed something that looked like oil.
Right. Okay.
You know, black gold.
Yeah.
It's not a huge leap, is it?
Yeah.
But so we got loads of molasses oil, filled it in a tub, and then just shot it from the top.
No, it looked cool. It looked cool. I remember seeing it thinking, and then I saw a few videos when you had a massive beard and flaming guitars. And
it all went a bit apocalyptic at that point.
Cool though.
It had a vibe, didn't it? I suppose.
You had a beard before anybody else did.
Well, that's when I took it off,
that.
Because it's all a bit top man now, isn't it?
It's all a bit top man, yeah. So, for anybody that don't know,
John Field.
Johners Town. So, for anybody that don't know you at the minute, then, so what's going on in your world at the minute? What is Mike Hughes up to?
I started recording album 2 at the end of last year.
When's that out?
Working title: The Return of Mike Hughes.
The Return of Mike Hughes, really?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
That will be out in the first single. That'll be out. We're just mixing it at the moment, so the first single will be out in July, I think.
Nice.
June, July-ish.
So do you do music full? You've got you're quite a regular in the big events around Sheffield as well, aren't you? You're doing Tramlines this year.
Doing Tramlines this year, yeah.
Is it Devonshire Green stage?
Yeah,
with Lucy Spraggan, is it?
Lucy Sugden, yeah, opening up for Lucy Sugden.
Is it Coral are on that night, aren't they?
That will, the Coral. Who else are on?
You're from them parts originally, aren't you? Warrington, anywhere, north east,
I'm from Warrington. Yeah, they're from the Wirral.
What brought you to Sheffield then originally?
I'm just a student. Came as a student. Yeah,
stayed.
Yeah,
a lot of people do that.
1998, yeah.
A lot of people do that. It keeps a lot of people Sheffield for that.
Yeah,
my wife did from Manchester.
Oh really?
Yeah. Studied mechanical engineering and ended up marrying a knobhead. No sense at all.
Yeah.
Mechanical engineering, master's degree. Married this mess. So yeah, that's that. Where were we then? Oh yeah, Tramlines then. So you're playing on the same stage as the Coral. And they've had a resurgence themselves again, haven't they? They've come back.
Did you hear that last album? It was belting, that last album. Yeah, I like that.
And you're a regular on, I've noticed on Joe Carnell's Christmas gigs and all, and
yeah,
you know those guys quite well.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to prop those gigs up for him.
Yeah.
But that's sort of like, them gigs are mental. I mean, Joe and like Milburn, I was speaking to this with someone last night, and they're still massive, aren't they? They're still such a massive band.
On a European tour at the minute, aren't they? And
are they?
I think so.
Oh yeah, they are.
And then they're doing
they're doing that Don Valley. Yeah, they asked me to do that, but it was like just opening up and the acoustic and all that. So
you fancy it?
It was they're quite hard, them gigs, you know, like kind of 20 minutes after doors and all that. And it was kind of, but I'll probably go down and watch because it'll be alright.
Yeah, I'm definitely going down. Because I'm doing a bit of work at Mosborough Music Festival this year.
Oh yeah, is that the day after?
Yeah, the day after. I'm deciding there's loads of cracking bands on down at Mosborough, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So you've got an album coming out.
Yeah, so we're just
loads
doing
of stuff
it,
going on.
like kind of did it with Dave Sanderson, you know Dave? Is he done yours?
Yeah, Dave didn't. No, we did it with Two Fly. With Al.
We recorded it in Two Fly.
Okay, but he just produced it.
Yeah, but he
do Reverend stuff. He does Reverend stuff.
He's just done the new Reverend album. Yeah, he's amazing. Like I'd done this one song with him, and it went well. And then an album's a different beast altogether because it takes ages, and you kind of, you're learning what it's going to be when you're doing it. So that can always be a little bit like, if you're not on the same vibe, then it can get sometimes a little bit tense. But
what do you mean by tense? Like difference of opinions musically?
Because I mean, if you. I'm not one of them people who know. Well, I had an idea with this one, but where it was like, right, it's exactly going to be that, like.
Yeah.
sometimes you're in the studio and you're kind of going, but is it that, you know, does it need to be that, you know, you kind of do get those. And Dave is just amazing at kind of going, all right then, let's see where it goes. And you know, obviously we haven't got loads of money, we've not got loads of time, but somehow we've made it work, and he's made it sound great, I think.
What advice would you give for bands going into a studio? Like, obviously money's sparse, and
going against everything that I just said. Know exactly what you're going to do, because it just costs you loads, you know what I mean? It costs you time, and just write a chorus.
Even things like the drummer getting there earlier just to set up a drum kit,
those things can just
it
really
can take an hour
help,
to get it mic'd up, and that's another whatever amount of money you spend in each hour on a studio.
You kind of just demo it as much as you can before you go in, because
so you know what you want.
I think a lot of the time when we were first starting out, you kind of go, it'll sound brilliant this with the right producer and stuff like that, and you're kind of like, well, the producer just has to make it sound good, you know. It should be good anyway. Just
bring another fresh pair of ears in, really, just to
like if the producer's good, and also as well, don't re-record songs. They're never as good. That is what I always think.
Never re-record. Do you get too close to your music sometimes when you're the writer of it? Are you too close to it? You can't see the wood for the trees sometimes because you think you know everything about that song, and then somebody else hears it, and another dimension comes out.
Because it is that thing of when you play it to someone else, you still don't know whether it's any good or not. I mean, me and Dave have been mixing this now where it's just me and him for the past 2 or 3 weeks. And when you're listening to a song for like 10 hours a day, you kind of come out and you're going, I just don't know. And you can listen to it the next day and it can sound
different,
brilliant, or it can go, no, you know, we spent too long on it, or we didn't kind of get it right. It's just, you know, there's no formula to it, and sometimes it can just not work, and other times, and there's times where I've gone, this sounds amazing, and then you play it to people, and then you just hear silence after you played the song, and then they're just like, you'll play in the song, and then you won't say anything after, and then they'll be like,
awkward.
You seen Narcos yet? And you're kind of like, shit, it isn't right, is it? You know, there's only like a couple of people who I can give it to, and they will go, that shit, it's not right, you know, which is invaluable. And I will argue with them when they say it, but I'll know that they're right.
And then just sleep on it, and then make a decision. So, cracking album coming out, Mike Hughes, absolute great advice for bands as well there, you know, whatever stage you're at in your career. It's an absolute pleasure to join me down at one of these Reyt Good road trips.
I've had a lovely day.
Have you had a lovely day? I've had a lovely day. I've had a lovely day. Right then, so I'm going to park up and we're going to listen to some new tunes, and let's have a nosy what you've been up to, aren't you? You can't listen, alright. But look out for it, Mike Hughes, brand new album coming out, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again for your time, another episode of Reyt Good Road Trip. Toodaloo.